The people who speared his father to death when he was just a boy asked Steve Saint to return to the Amazon jungle to live with them as a man. Masters of their own world, they wanted to learn skills from the outside world that would enable them to care for their own needs and the needs of their people. Joining the space age with the Stone Age is not easy. With two-way radios for telephones and the Amazon's grocery meat department running wild, there were major adjustments to be made on both sides of this experiment. But to Grandfather Mincaye and the Waodani God followers, the Saints were family. They wanted to help their own people, and they wanted Steve to train them to be able to help them. On the opposite side of the world, other God followers heard that the Waodani had learned to fix and extract teeth. Pastors in India wanted to learn these skills so they could show their own people God's compassion for both their felt needs as well as their spiritual hurts. So Itec and a church in Louisville sent a training team. Training began with anatomy, bone, tooth, and nerve structure, and even blood supply. Then the pastors began with hands-on training, learning sterilization and giving each other shots of anesthesia before even learning how to set up the Itec equipment that they would be using. The reaction in rural towns was incredible. Communities that had persecuted and even killed one of these Christian pastors now welcomed them with open arms. People turned out en masse to celebrate their first ever dental clinics. There was a special element in this Itec training course. With no healthcare experience, the Indian pastors were skeptical that they could learn critical dental skills in just 10 days. So they contacted Steve and asked him to bring Grandfather Mincaye with the team. If Mincaye could learn to do this, they believed they could too. But Mincaye hesitated to interfere until two trainees began working on a woman who really needed oral surgery. Not even our training dentist wanted to do this one. An infected tooth had eaten into this woman's jawbone, and there was a good chance it would be broken in the process of the extraction. Now Mincaye went to work like an old pro, decisive but extremely gentle. Steve held the light and we all prayed. We wondered that day what these people would have done if things would have went wrong. But they didn't. Mincaye pulled that impacted tooth without even breaking a root. Mincaye wasn't done. He knew this woman had a problem much more serious than just a bad tooth. He thanked Wainuni for allowing him to pull her tooth and then asked the Creator to clean her heart so she could see His very good trail. In review of the day, Steve wrote in his journal, "I looked at Mincaye's gentle hands and realized these are the same hands that once drove spears into my dad's precious body. My dad died for those hands." As Aslan said in the Chronicles of Narnia, when a willing victim dies in a traitor's stead, death really does work backwards. You too can use your hands to turn death into life. We at Itec would like to show you how you can become part of the iDent training program, training indigenous people basic life-saving dental skills as a door opener for the gospel of the Lord Jesus Christ.